Do you know what the ranking of China's military strength is in the eyes of the United States? And do you know who the top countries in the world are? In this issue, I will show you how strong China is according to world military power. Fifth place, South Korea. South Korea ranks fifth, which surprises many people. Why can a country with a small territory be in the top 5? The answer is simple. It has a large population, strong equipment and technology, and a real, constant threat that keeps it. Do you know what the ranking of China's military strength is in the eyes of the United States? And do you know who the top countries in the world are? In this issue, I will show you how strong China is according to world military power. Fifth place, South Korea. South Korea ranks fifth, which surprises many people. Why can a country with a small territory be in the top 5? The answer is simple. It has a large population, strong equipment and technology, and a real, constant threat that keeps it armed. According to the Global Firepower website, South Korea has about 550,000 active troops and a huge reserve force, bringing the total potential force to more than 3 million. South Korea implements compulsory military service, so almost all young men have to serve. This gives it a huge potential in the mobilization for war. In addition, its national defense budget is more than $50 billion, placing it behind only China and Japan in Asia. Let's take a look at South Korea's weapons and equipment. The Army, as its core, has more than 2,000 tanks, armored vehicles, and artillery pieces, ranking among the top in the world. South Korea's ground forces are highly mechanized and experienced in combat from long-term joint exercises with the U.S. military. In its Air Force, South Korea has F-35 stealth fighters, F-15Ks, and F-16s, totaling nearly 600 aircraft. It also has a domestic KF-21 fighter, which gives it a strong presence in the East Asian airspace. Its Navy is also not to be underestimated. It has Dokdo-class amphibious assault ships that can carry helicopters and future vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. There are also submarines, destroyers, and escort ships, enough to control the seas around the Korean peninsula. South Korea's biggest advantage is its military industry. It can produce its own tanks, artillery, and fighter parts, with its shipbuilding and missile technology being particularly strong and exported worldwide. Its Yeonmu series missiles cover the entire Korean peninsula, posing a direct threat to neighboring countries. However, its main weakness is that it does not have nuclear weapons and is completely dependent on the United States' nuclear protection umbrella. Its long-range combat capabilities are limited, and it does not yet have a true global power projection capability. But on the Korean peninsula, South Korea's military is on high alert, able to respond to war at any time. Fourth place, India. India's ranking at fourth is also surprising to some. After all, India's population is large, and its military capabilities are increasing day by day. Although its overall economy is not as strong as China's or the United States, its large number of personnel is enough to support it in its global potential. At present, the Indian military has about 1.4 million active personnel, and its total force is close to 5 million, making it one of the countries with the most troops in the world. Even if the equipment is not the most advanced, sheer numbers can make up for the gap. India's defense budget is also very high, nearly $80 billion in 2024, ranking third in the world behind the United States and our country. The Army is the cornerstone of India. It has more than 4,700 tanks, and its numbers of armored vehicles and artillery are also quite large, creating a mass of steel. But the problem is obvious. Most of them are old models, like the T-72 tanks from the Soviet era. The number of new T-90Ss and domestic Argent tanks is quite limited. In the Air Force, India has more than 2,000 military aircraft, making it one of the largest air forces in the world. Main models include the Su-30 MKI, Mirage 2000, and Rafale fighter jets, as well as the newly served domestic Tejas light fighter. The number is huge, but the models are messy, creating great pressure for logistics and maintenance. The Navy is the pride of India. It has a domestic aircraft carrier, the INS Vikrant, and one purchased from Russia, the INS Vikramaditya, making it one of the world's few countries with a dual aircraft carrier setup. This is in addition to dozens of destroyers, frigates, and submarines. Its submarine force also includes the Arihant class, making India a member of the Nuclear Submarine Club. The most critical aspect is its nuclear force. It has about 160 nuclear warheads, and its missile launchers cover most of Pakistan and parts of China. This is the basis of its confidence in the region. But the overall weakness of India's military strength is that the quality of its equipment is not good enough, and its military-industrial system is not mature, leading to a serious dependence on imports. Third place, China. I didn't expect that in the eyes of foreign countries, our country can only rank third. We now have huge troops, advanced equipment, and a strong military-industrial system, making us the only country that can be close to the United States in many fields. According to the Global Firepower website, China's current active force is about 2 million people, and with the reserve force, the total military strength is more than 3 million, ranking number 1 in the world. The national defense budget is about $225 billion, second only to the United States and far beyond other countries. Huge manpower plus continuous capital investment have guaranteed the modernization of our military. In the field, we have the largest ground force in the world, with more than 5,000 tanks, nearly 4,000 artillery pieces, and tens of thousands of armored vehicles. In recent years, our country has replaced a large number of older tanks with the Type 99A main battle tank and new self-propelled artillery, greatly improving our mechanization and information level. We are no longer synonymous with human wave tactics. The Air Force is China's trump card. The total number of warships is more than 700, making it the largest navy in the world by number of vessels. It also has 3 aircraft carriers, the Liaoning, the Shandong, and the Fujian. Among them, the Fujian is an electromagnetic catapult aircraft carrier, marking China's official entry into the era of high-end carriers. Combined with a large number of destroyers, frigates, and nuclear submarines, China's navy has turned from near-sea defense to far-sea operations. In the Asia-Pacific region, it can even contend with the U.S. military. In terms of Air Force, China has about 3,000 aircraft, including the J-20 stealth fighter, which is the only large-scale fifth-generation fighter outside of the United States. Along with the J-16, J-10C, and other main models, we have a large number of high-quality air forces. Plus, the H-6K strategic bomber and KT-500 early warning aircraft mean the Chinese Air Force is forming a complete long-range strike system. The most important thing is our nuclear power. As the number of nuclear warheads is not close to the U.S., it is estimated to be more than 500 and is still expanding rapidly. Although we insist on a non-first-use policy for nuclear weapons, the combination of nuclear submarines and land-based missiles is enough to form an effective strategic deterrent. But there are also shortcomings. The aircraft carrier groups are not as experienced, overseas bases are limited, and the strategic power projection capability is still growing. Our military power is in a high-speed rise, and in the near future, these shortcomings will all be made up. Second place, Russia. Russia takes the second place, which depends on the hard strength of its nuclear power and traditional military. Although its economy is weak, its military strength is still formidable. According to the Global Firepower website, the Russian military has about 900,000 active personnel with a total force of more than 2.5 million. Although the national defense budget is only about $86 billion, not as much as our $225 billion, Russia relies on its sheer quantity of weapons and its nuclear power. The army is Russia's traditional advantage. Its tank numbers exceed 10,000, armored vehicles exceed 20,000, and artillery pieces exceed 10,000. Although the conflict in Ukraine revealed a lack of logistics and equipment, Russia's ground combat experience is rich, and its scale is still huge. In the Air Force, Russia has more than 4,000 aircraft, including the Su-35, Su-30, and the latest Su-57. Although the number of Su-57s is limited, it symbolizes that Russia is still maintaining competitiveness in the high-end field. In terms of bomber,
First place, the United States. According to the Global Firepower website, the U.S. military has about 1.4 million active personnel, with a total force of more than 2 million. Its national defense budget is as high as $800 billion, nearly 40% of global military spending. It can be said that the foundation of the U.S. military is money and technology. In terms of land forces, the United States has more than 6,000 main battle tanks and tens of thousands of armored vehicles. Although the scale is not comparable to Russia's, it is superior in modernization and information, making it a truly systemized land force. The Navy is the absolute advantage of the United States. It has 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, which is the only super aircraft carrier group in the world. Each can form its own combat power. Combined with dozens of nuclear submarines and hundreds of destroyers and cruisers, the U.S. Navy can project its forces to any corner of the globe. No other country in the world can do this. The Air Force is the ace of the United States. The total number of aircraft is more than 13,000, accounting for more than 25% of the world's total. Among them, the F-22 and F-35 are the most advanced stealth fighters. With a huge fleet of air refueling tankers and early warning aircraft, the U.S. Air Force almost controls the global airspace. The B-2 stealth bomber and the latest B-21 allow the United States to maintain a dominant advantage in the field of strategic bombing. In terms of nuclear power, the United States has about 5,500 nuclear warheads, second only to Russia. Its nuclear triad is perfect, and its global coverage capacity is unparalleled. More importantly, the United States has a global network of bases with more than 800 military bases all over the world. This allows the U.S. military to act at any time and in any place. Whether it's the Middle East, Europe, or Asia, the U.S. military can arrive as soon as possible. In general, the current military strength of the United States is still irreplaceable. But if the United States makes a strategic mistake in the coming years or suffers from domestic collapse, then its #1 position in the world may have to be given up.